First week of the season, regular season. I know the players are really excited. There's high energy in the building. I saw a bunch of them yesterday, even though it was their day off. You know, you could just feel a bunch of them around watching tape, getting ready to go for Buffalo. And, you know, we practiced Monday, which, again, I thought was a good, efficient practice. But today will be our first real Wednesday. You see the schedule, obviously. You know, we had a workout this morning, and we're going to practice in the afternoon on Wednesday. So I'm kind of excited to just see how everything goes today. And it's on to the Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo is a well-coached team, first of all, that has a number of very talented players. They've done a great job, I think, in the offseason, even through training camp, of continuing to add to their arsenal. I think offensively, the quarterback is a very mobile player that can hurt you with his feet or his arm, which he showed us a bunch of last year. I think they have a group of talented receivers led by this Stevie Johnson, who I think is really one of the up-and-coming guys in the league at his position. I think the addition of Brad Smith, that you can list anywhere on the depth chart, really a guy that I went over to Missouri and worked out one-on-one when he was coming out and really liked the player. I think that's a great addition for him. I mean, it gives him great versatility. He can run with it. He can throw it. He can catch it and return it. So, you know, offensively, and then between Spiller and Jackson, they are a formidable duo that has great speed to the edge, but yet size to run inside. You know, I think that this will be a very good test right out of the gate for our defense. And obviously for us, it starts with stopping the run first. And they have done a great job of running it in the preseason. And I think that's something that they've probably emphasized, and we'll see a bunch of. Defensively, really, you know, the secondary was one of their strengths last year. I think it continues to be one of the better groups you'll see. You know, they have a very good threesome of corners that can play any way you need to play, but they definitely can play man-to-man, and they're a big physical group that gave us all sorts of problems last year, in my opinion. Up front is where you see the biggest change. You know, there's still some core guys that have been there, Kelsey being number one of those guys, and Kyle Williams is up-and-coming, one of the up-and-coming inside players, I think, that is very disruptive. Sean Merriman looks like he's back to how he used to look, you know, when we went out used to go out to San Diego and have to deal with him. You know, added a real good veteran linebacker in Barnett, and you know, I think you're going to see that they're a defense that's got a chance to be real good this year. So offensively, that'll be a great test for us. And then special teams, I think they got two of the better kickers. They got a bevy of returners that all can hurt you. Spiller, Parrish, Brad Smith, you can't lose sight of. You know, they got a lot of weapons. So this will be a great opener for us. I'm excited to be at Arrowhead in front of our fans. And like I said, I know the players are really excited. So we'll be out there this afternoon trying to get ready.
Todd, who's going to call offensive plays for you?
Bill Muir, you know, as we've been doing, Bill Muir, and like I've said, you know, it really the play calling for us and really a lot of places I've been will be a group effort throughout the week of kind of trying to get everybody on the same page for game day. And, you know, I think each and every week that's been an area that, you know, it takes some work and practice, and you really only can get that work in games. And, you know, I feel like we made progress as a staff throughout the preseason, and now it's the regular season. We're ready to go.
How much input are you going to have specifically on that? I mean, you've obviously got the bigger picture thing going on Sundays, but how much input are you going to have on what's going on in the offense?
Really about the same as it's been, you know, at least the last 2 years, because obviously the first year I was having to do a lot of that, but you know, it's in week thoughts, contributions during practice, at night, you know, which is what's gone on here for the last couple of years, like I said, you know, and in the game, again, I think we get it to a point by the time Friday, we get through Friday and have our kind of end of the week meeting to finalize all of our thoughts of, and the quarterbacks are included in that. We kind of, it's a group contribution of what we like, where we like it, and kind of place that along the call sheet. And but ultimately, it'll fall to Bill to make those decisions.
We'll let you so we'll let him do that. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of experience officially being the play caller on offense, but what kind of led you to say, okay, you're going to be the primary guy here?
Well, I think the biggest thing with play calling is that the guy who's scripting through the week, that's really how you get the final feel, I believe, for calling the plays is you script the plays you want versus the defenses you want once you get into the real regular season. And so the guy that's doing the majority of that during the week, which is him, has ultimately the best feel for what he thinks he's going to see defensively first and foremost, and then what we think we can run that gives us the best chance to succeed against that defense, knowing that a lot of that can change.
Was he doing much at all of that during the preseason? I know there wasn't a lot of game planning going on during the preseason.
Oh no, you're still scripting what you're going to practice each and every day.
And much of that was Bill doing back then, and also calling the plays primarily during the previous 4 games.
Oh, I mean, he was the guy. Yeah, it really hadn't changed. So, like I said, we've continued to get more and more comfortable, I think, as a staff offensively, and that's exciting to me.
All the attention always comes to the game day guy, but from the way you're talking, it seems to me you feel like it's what happens during the week is far more important than the actual punching the button on Sunday.
Yeah, I really believe that, Bob. And I believe that through experience. That having been in a lot of different areas on the offensive side of the ball, that that's why practice is so important. That understanding the plays you're trying to run is just part of it. Really the feel of understanding what you're going to see from the defense and trying to predict that as best you can, but at the same time calling a play that you feel like has answers for anything that you see. Where you can get caught is not, when you have a play that doesn't have answers, and that's a problem. So, we work real hard during the week at trying to get more and more comfortable with not only what we're going to see defensively, but almost just as importantly, what our guys do the best, can do the best, knowing that it may be a couple different guys doing it on a similar play.
Did you try a little something different in Green Bay? It seemed like when there was a sideline huddle, you were well away from Zorn and Castle. I realize you've got the headset and you can stick your voice in there at any time. But was that something different that you guys tried?
Well, I think I've made it clear I'm really excited about Jim Zorn being here. I think he's one of the best in the business, and a lot, specifically coaching quarterbacks. But he's a excellent coach, who's got great experience in a number of different areas. So he's here though predominantly to coach the quarterbacks, and I think he just does a phenomenal job. The way we have it set up, he's on the field. So that lends itself to, I think, great communication between him and the quarterbacks. I don't know if it's anything by, happening intentionally, but I think it just shows comfort level with knowing that he's saying and coaching the things that we as a staff and me as the head coach would want passed along. Not saying that there's not going to be situations where, I want to or need to talk to Matt.
Are you comfortable with DeMario crossing over to the strong side if he has to behind Melcher?
Well, I know we have him listed that way, but I think really DeMario has been one of the bright spots at camp. I think he's a guy that is a tough guy that was fighting through a few things for the last couple years. He came in, said he found the fountain of youth. He really has run around fast, aggressive. There's not a better guy to have on your team from the mentality of this guy just loves to play football, loves to play defense, loves to play special teams. So I'm just really excited about where DeMario is. That being said, the way we're currently set up, if there were to be an issue, it would more than likely be Derek sliding over and DeMario filling into his more natural role. So, you know, all those guys have made just huge progress. Derek, you know, and DeMario being at the top of the list, but, you know, I feel really comfortable as far as our depth there, you know, within the game.
You're expecting Matt to start Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting him to be full today. That's the way he would go on the deal, and you know, I know his expectations are to play. He did a good job Monday, and I know he's excited and raring to go today.
Okay.
Did you have a question, Bob?
You've always stressed the mental side, the little things, taking care of being a smart football team, and I think it'd be safe to say that in the preseason your team went very smart. How does that change in a week?
Well, I think, you know, we weren't smart as a team through the preseason. Now, that the teams obviously changed since the preseason as far as numbers and who's going to be practicing, who's going to be playing. I think that in itself, you know, you're going to have guys getting more reps, more situational football now that we're in regular season mode. So, you know, I think we as coaches, we just have to coach it, you know, not allow things to happen that can't be happening throughout the week, and then that's got to then carry into the game. So again, I think we got a good, smart group of guys that have showed they can be smart and disciplined, and I'm excited about where we are right now, and we got a few days here to get things to where we need them to be ready to go against the Bills.
I mean, offensively, you've had called number of timeouts, and invariably it seems that it's because somebody isn't on one side where they're supposed to be. Do you count that to not getting enough practice reps because of the numbers, or?
Well, I don't think, you know, it's players' responsibility to know what to do, you know, and we're pretty clear on that. But, you know, again, you got to, as coaches, evaluate your team and say, you know, are you asking guys to do too much? You know, some of that's just that kind of game plan, game day mechanics of the call sheet and wristbands, you know, which our quarterbacks wear. And, you know, we've been real good for the most part throughout the last couple of years with the system and the way we do things from a mechanic standpoint, you know, with call and play. So I would expect that, as you know, with a week of practice in the regular season mode to not be an issue, you know, and it can't be an issue for our team because, you know, we just can't do things to set ourselves back, or we won't have a great chance to have success. Thank you.